Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode on Little's Law YouTube channel. So today in this video we are going to see about the inner join. So what is inner join and how does inner join works? So before we move on to inner join, so basically we have four types of joins. One is the inner join, the second one is the left join, the third one is the right join, and the fourth one is the full outer join. So the first one, which is the inner join, is what we are going to see in this video. And this inner join is the most common type of join because it returns the rows that have matching values in both tables. And that is what the inner join does. So here we have got two tables. One is the agents table and then we have got the customers table. So before we move on to see how to do the inner join, so let's see what are the data that we have or what are the columns and rows we have in these tables. So first let me choose the agents table, and so I have got star, so which means I will select every data in the agents table. Same way I will extract every data in the customer table. So for now, first I will just extract all the data in the agents table to see how does or what does it has. So I'm clicking on execute. So we have the agent code, we have the agent name, we have the working area, the commission, the phone number, and the country. So in this particular table, we have the agent code as the primary key, so it cannot be duplicated. The same way, when we go to the customer table, again, when we run it, so here we can see we have the customer code, and then we have customer code as a primary key, and then we have the agent code here, which we have in the agents table. So when we just execute both of them, so here we can see we have the agent code displayed here, and then we have got the agent code in the agents table. So what we are going to do now is, so why do we bring in the inner join? So what does this inner join exactly does is, so say for example, here the first one, or let's choose here, so we have the agent code, and which is A001. So what I want to do, or what I want to know is, I want to know that who is the customer of the agent 1, agent 001. So here if I want to see it, so I have to just scroll down and I can see here. So for the agent, or for the agent A001, the customer 00014 is the customer. So it's quite difficult to know that who is the agent and who is the customer. So to find that, we can do an inner join. So let's now try that query here. So to do that, what we have to do now is we have to write a select query. I'm writing the select query here, and I have to choose the column which is the agents dot agent code, and then I have to choose the customer code. So you have to just know the customer. So the customer, or just I have to, okay, let me just choose the customer code, and then I will choose the customer name. So now I have three fields. So the first one is the agent code, and then I have the customer code, which is in the customer table, and then I have the customer code name in the customer table. And now I'm going to do an inner join, which is the first option, which is a very basic option. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to inner join which table. So the first table is the agents. So let me give the same name, which is the agents here. So which column name I'm going to compare, which is, so for that I have to just select, So okay, select star from. I just missed the from, and that's why it's not working. So I'm just choosing. So I have. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fetch these three values from inner join. The tables are going to be agents dot agent code. So what I'm doing now is I'm just comparing. So any agent code which is equals to the agent code in the customer table. So I'm going to fetch them. So now we have got. So here we can see the multi-part identifier could not be bound. So anyways, let's try and run the script and see how does it work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just choose any agent code which is matching the customer code, and I'm going to select these three values. So let me run the script, or let me just run this. So here you can see the inner join, there is an error, and let me just change it for now from inner join. Okay, so the main point or the main thing which I have missed here is I have missed to join the tables. So that's the big mistake that every one of the developers do. So let us join the tables. So how to join the tables? So here I have chosen the field in the first row, and then in the second row let's add the tables. So the tables are agents. So I'm adding the agents table to the customer table. And now, yeah, everything is removed. Yeah, so we are good now. So what we are going to do in the first row is we are going to choose the columns that we are going to fetch, or we are going to select from the tables. And then the second one is going to be what are the tables that we are going to use for this select query. So the first table is agents and the second table is the customer. So we have chosen both these tables, so the agents table and then the customer table. So any common value. So in the agents table we have the agent code, and in the customer table we have the agent code, and any customers who work or who are common for these agents will be displayed. So let's run the query and see how does it work. And here we can see for the agent 008, the customer works for him, and the customer is taking his orders from the agent, and his name is Michael. And then, so here we can see for the agent code 008, we have customers 1 and 2, which is Michael and Bolt, and for 4, it is number 3, who is Martin, and for 5, it is 04, who is Winston. So the same way we can see that for every agent code we can see that other customer different customer codes who are working, and then we can see the customer's name. So this is how we use the inner join. So it's very clear that we use this table, or we use this inner join to extract the common values, or the or the or exactly it returns the rows that have the matching values in both the tables. So this is how it works. So far in our example we have seen how to do an inner join for two tables. So we have extracted the common values of two tables, which is the agent and the customer, and now we have a third table which is the orders. So can we do an inner join for three tables? Is it possible? So let's try that. So now I have a third table which is the select star from orders, and this has the common values which are the customer code and the agent code, right? So let's try and see how does this work. So what this inner join of three table will return? So this will return all rows of all three tables, of all rows of all three tables where there's a match on the common column specified in the on class, and this result will include all columns from all the three tables. So for example, so here we have got the agent code in all three tables. So with that, I think we can extract the values. So let's start writing the code to extract using the inner join for all three tables. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the same values which we have extracted previously, which is the agent code, and customer name, and adding to it, I'm going to take the order number from the orders table, or the order amount, anything which we want. So I have just taken the order amount from table 1. So what is going to be the table 1 is agents. So from table 1, and then let us inner join it with the, so this is table 1, and we are going to inner join this with the table number 2, which is the customer, which is the table 2, and then on. What is the on, or what is the common value? So here we have seen already in this connecting two tables we have did that. So we are going to use the same columns here. So agents dot agent code, which is the common value which we see between the agents and the customer table, and then so now we have selected these values or these columns from agents and the customer table, and now we will move on to the third table. So we are going to do an inner join to the table 3, which is the orders. So now we have joined the third table, which is the orders on. So now we will have to connect the table 2 and table 3. So here we have connected table 1 is equal to table 2, and now we are going to connect table 2. So anything, it can be either agents or it can be either customers, so anything, since we have the agent code as the common value. So let us now choose customer, which we have already decided as a set table 2, and then the agent code, which is equals to orders dot again the agent code. So now we have got all the three tables joined. So now let's run this script and see how does it work. So here we can see for the agent code 003, we have got the customer code 13, and his name is Holmes, and his order amount is 1000. So this is how we can join the tables. So we return we return the customer name who has placed an order amount of 1000 to the agent 003. So in this way we can connect any number of tables. The only thing which we have to see is we have to have the common field or the common column. So in this all these three tables, we have the agent code as the common column, and then we have connected them through the customer code and the order number, and then even we have the order ID. So if we have this primary key and the foreign key planned correctly, we can very well do this join. So we'll see with another join, which is in the next video we'll see about the left join. So I believe this video would have been very useful to you. Please do subscribe to our channel. Until I meet you in another interesting video, it's bye from Vasan Shanmugam and Little Slaw.